Hello, this is Joe83, and it's another episode of Pierre's Path to Glory, and this time it is the Italian Grand Prix. And yeah, last time out, if you missed it, it was Belgium, and we had a quite dominant victory. Well, I say that, but Nico Carey also finished very close to me alongside in this Toro Rosso sister team. So yeah, it was a very, very close finish. If you want to go and watch that, then go and check it out. A previous video on my channel. But now onto this race, and it's a Monza circuit, so it shouldn't be, on the paper, it isn't a strong track for Red Bull. Obviously, they've struggled there a lot before in real life, especially in like 2013 and 2012. They struggled a lot, and yeah, I reckon that it shouldn't be a strong track on paper, but you never know. With this game, it could just all come together for us. But onto the practice programs, you can see you got purple in the track plantation test quite easily, and it's good. It looks like it's gonna be purple, or maybe it's just green in the qualifying pace test. But you can see they've tried to get me 7th place as the objective, which is a lot lower because normally it's like first every time, or third at least. So yeah, you can tell that the team aren't expecting an amazing result here in Monza. The circuit of speed, I can't remember what it's called, it's got a special name or something, the theatre of speed I think it is, but this is my first run in qualifying on the super soft tyres, and we're actually getting quite a nice slipstream off of Kevin Magnussen, I think this is, in towards Parabolica, and yeah, Nina's Renault is giving me a pretty big helping hand then, when he actually gets out of the way quite well as well, so this should be quite a nice lap. But I don't know about the rest of the lap, but the final sector's been pretty decent, and it's a 121, which isn't amazing. But I think it's like P6 for the time being. This is onto my final run. We're a little bit up, but you can just see how much time it is in because of the slipstream. And right behind me we've got Ricciardo, who's got the slipstream on me, so he's going to go for a move. He's also on his final lap. So this is both of us now battling for the final lap. And I'm actually wide. I'm on the artificial turf, and I've been taken out there, and that's unfortunate because that means it's left me down in 9th place, and I actually got a penalty for that collision, which I'm not too sure about. Ricciardo looked like he wanted to go for a move. I didn't leave him the space, and yeah, I got a penalty for that. But the grid, you can see Vettel, Ricciardo, Bottas and Williams in 3rd, Raikkonen, Verstappen, my teammate, Carey, Hulkenberg, Hamilton ahead of Hulkenberg, sorry. And then it will be Sainz and Magnussen rounding out the top 10 as I got a 5-place grid penalty. So I'll be in 14th place behind Palmer, Grosjean and Verline there. So very disappointing because it's my lowest starting position ever. It might not be ever, but it's in a very, very long time. And yeah, Alonso, Perez, Button in the McLaren struggling, of course. Russell, Leclerc, Ocon, Stevens, Giovinazzi running out the points. And let's get into the race.
Here in Italy once again. Monza, home to so many records. The smallest winning margin, for example. Do you remember in 1971, Peter Gethin beat Ronnie Peterson to the line by 1/100th of a second. There were 40 overtakes for the lead alone in 1965, and Kimi Raikkonen clocked a record top speed of 230 miles per hour here, just over a decade ago. So there's a lot to live up to then for all of our drivers today.
So race strategy looks like quite a straightforward 2-stop race. Unfortunately, I couldn't start on a different set of tyres despite being 14th because I actually qualified 9th, so that's pretty disappointing. Now into the start of the race, 5 red lights, and it is a long hold before we the lights out, and away we go now for the Monza, the Italian Grand Prix. It's a good start from 14th place, getting straight alongside Roman Grosjean up into 13th now. There's a good start from the Force India on the left of Pascal Wehrlein, but it looks like we're going to try and throw one right at the inside of just about everyone. The 2 Renaults, 2 Toro Rossos, even alongside Lewis Hamilton now in his Mercedes, and the Williams of Bottas, I think it was Hulkenberg, has actually done pretty much the same thing. He's overtaken my teammate now. I'm alongside Lewis Hamilton, and it looks like we're just about getting that position. We're up to about 7th or 6th place now, and we're already challenging our teammate Max Verstappen. So he started about 10 positions ahead of me. We're already ahead of him now into turn 4, and I'm going to dive bomb Hulkenberg as well. So that is an unbelievable start. We're alongside Hulkenberg. He just about gives us the space, which is very respectful driving. So yeah, good driving for Hulkenberg there. And we are now up into 5th place, or 4th place I think. And in half a lap, we've managed to like more than half our grid position. Now onto lap 2, and you can just see this is going to get spicy. There's a car on the right hand side, I think that's Williams and Bottas. And I set fastest lap while right onto lap 3 now, and it's going to be 3 wide with I think it's Raikkonen, Bottas, and Daniel Ricciardo. It's going to be 3 wide into turn 1, Ricciardo down the inside, and Bottas and Raikkonen. There's contact there, and Raikkonen's on the inside, and he's spun around, and that's almost taken me out. Yeah, you can see I had to take massive body action. Here's Perez in the background. He's actually alongside all 4 cars now. He just overtook 3 cars into turn 1. There's another 3 on the outside there, and there's Kimi Raikkonen. So Perez has just made 8 positions, and now safety car's out for Raikkonen's stricken car, but Perez, in one of the Force India is one of the slowest cars in the grid now, and he just gained 8 positions into turn 1 and 2. So Perez going an absolute mad one, and we're going to pit under the safety car onto medium tyres. The safety car should now neutralise the race a bit, and we're going to come out quite at the back of the grid because not only the AI will choose to pit. But yeah, Perez has managed to gain 8 positions there, and I don't like that's probably the most positions I've seen an AI gain over a whole race, let alone like 1 corner. So yeah, we come out very low down the grid behind the Haas car there. Let's look at a replay at the start then. It was a very, very long hold. I think that put quite a few drivers off. So Vettel from pole position in front of the Tifosi, with Ricciardo alongside. I think it was Bottas who got the best start of everyone because he ended up second after first lap. But Raikkonen actually got a good start in the substitution of Ricciardo. Goes up the inside of Ricciardo, the Australian, and almost makes it a Ferrari 1-2 there. You can see the Williams and myself like absolutely dive bombing up the inside. But Bottas takes third place, and I don't know where Raikkonen actually went. I know it was Vettel, he's fourth place, sorry, Vettel in the lead from Raikkonen, who overtook Ricciardo, with Bottas fourth, with you can see in the background the two Red Bulls side by side, myself going around the outside of Verstappen. Very nice move there. So yeah, that's an unbelievable start. Here's Romain Grosjean. This should show you the degree of the dive bomb that myself and Nico Hülkenberg did into turn 1, because I pretty much just followed him through. The gap emerged, and we just went down it. So there's my good start with the better traction in the Red Bull car, overtaking Romain Grosjean. You can just see how deep I go into turn 1 and still manage to slow it down, hop over the curb a little bit. The two Toro Rossos getting quite bad starts, and they've actually caught each other up there. So Sainz, Carey, I think that was Jolly and Palmer, and they actually caused a little bit of a collision in the background as Grosjean goes past Pascal Wehrlein in his Force India. But here is Sainz. He actually got a pretty shocking start, and there is Hülkenberg alongside. And I think it's Kevin Magnussen who overtook Hülkenberg initially, but then Hülkenberg dive bombed everyone along with myself up the inside. And you can see there he goes, and there it's me as well, just absolutely lunging into turn 1. And it ended up as 3 wide. Carey went wide with Sainz in the middle, so yeah, it's a bit of a sandwich. And Palmer ended up off the track as well, all three of them in gravel. And then that actually caused Sainz a lot of damage there. As you can see, he took out a Manor, I think it was a Sauber Giovinazzi as well at his home Grand Prix, so disappointing there. And yeah, pretty terrible start for Sainz, who's not the best of luck lately compared to his teammate Carey. But now safety cars come in, and we are just behind, I think this is Daniel Ricciardo, in his Mercedes car. And he's still on Supersofts, strangely enough, which is, I don't know if he's pitted yet, but if he has, then that's an odd decision to go back onto Supersofts. But it's, the safety car's gone in now, you can just see the straight line speed advantage that Mercedes cars have over us. So even like the Manners and the Force Indias that we overtaken us down the straight, which is probably pretty disappointing. Now we're going to dive bomb into turn 1, and there is Fernando Alonso up ahead as well. So we've got a lot of work to do, as these cars might be on one-stop strategy, so we've got to overtake them all. But it's quite a straightforward move on Daniel Ricciardo in his Mercedes into turn 1. But now onto the second half of lap 7, we've got Fernando Alonso in our sights. And yeah, the McLaren Honda shouldn't be that strong down the straight. I'm around the outside, there's very, very close racing down towards Ascari, which is where you don't want to go side by side. Alonso actually lunges it back up the inside, so I let him go there. I don't want to run side by side through Ascari, because it's very, very dangerous and likely to end up in a crash. But now onto the end of lap 7, just down in Parabolica, here's Vettel alongside Alonso. Alonso's going for a move at the inside of Sebastian Vettel. It's very brave by Alonso, and he's actually going to try and pit. I think that's a massive crash there, and you can see in the background, I'm not quite sure what happened. But here's Vettel, he tried to pit. I think it's actually Jenson Button, my mistake, and Vettel gets taken out there. So the guy who was on pole is now out of this race, and here's Ricciardo, who's just behind me. And yeah, you can just see Jenson Button and Vettel side by side. Vettel tried to pit, Button came back across the track, took out Ricciardo. Ricciardo's out of the race, he came back into track, and what has gone on there? Ricciardo absolutely flew into the, I don't know what happened there. Here's Hülkenberg, and you can just see, I think Hülkenberg was the one who got caught up there, and yes he was, and Hülkenberg is also out of the race. So very disappointing for him after his good start. But then here's the external shot of Daniel Ricciardo, and he went absolutely flying. It turned into a Mercedes Airlines. That is the biggest crash thing I've ever seen. His Lewis Hamilton was a bit further back, and he managed to somehow pick his way through that. How was he? Lewis Hamilton, like he's pretty blessed, I have to say. Here's now into turn 1. We're not looking behind us, because go straight on the attack and overtake the Manor, I think that was, of Esteban Ocon. So yeah, a lot of my championship rivals there. Well, I say rivals, I've pretty much walked away with the championship anyway. But the likes of Ricciardo and Lewis Hamilton, well, Hamilton managed to find his way through, but Ricciardo definitely is out of the race now, as we went up the inside of a Renault, I think that's Kevin Magnussen. But now they're side by side up ahead with I think it's Wehrlein, being overtaken by by one of the McLarens of Alonso, who as part Button got caught up in that incident. There's a lot to keep up with now. As is, I'm alongside Wehrlein, and Palmer is right behind me. So we go alongside, past Jenson Button now, or Fernando Alonso. I'm confused, I've got to say. And it's 3 wide behind, I'm not sure what's happening, but yeah, we overtook both of them. I think we're up into our 6th place now. And here is Sergio Perez, I believe. I think it is, I'm not quite sure. And actually it might be Pascal Wehrlein, but who knows at this point. And coming to lap 9, he actually gets a much better run out the last corner. And now there's a car coming on my left hand side. I think it's Fernando Alonso in his Honda engine powered car, the McLaren Honda, and he's actually going for a move on the inside of Wehrlein as well. It's going to be 3 wide to turn 1. And we saw this ended up for Sainz and his teammate Carey earlier, and Alonso is running outside of Wehrlein. Alonso is he's just turned in on me there, and I'm in the gravel, so all that hard work for the past few laps has been undone, and I lose positions to the Williams of Bottas and Kimi Raikkonen as well. So now Raikkonen's going for a move around the outside, and I think that is Bottas, and I've got a good run on Wehrlein. and we're going up the inside of Pascal Wehrlein, and we're going to try and get the DRS on Valtteri Bottas as well, so maybe even overtake 3 cars down the straight. We've got a massive slingshot line out the last corner, and we're down the inside of Bottas now, and it's Kimi Räikkönen, myself and Bottas 3 wide, the 2 Finns and myself. I go down, lunging down the inside of all 3 of them, just about get a position, hop over the curb massively, but it's okay because they're still running side by side, and Bottas actually took the position of Räikkönen as well, so very well done to him. But now on to lap 12, and it's been hectic so far, I cannot keep up. I think that's Sergio Perez still in the lead, and yes it is, and I just about take the lead now, as Perez, after he gained those 8 positions off the start, here he is, and Räikkönen is also in, and Perez, the advantage of gaining those positions means that he wasn't caught up in any of the midfield flying stuff, and here is Kevin Magnussen, who's actually been spun off the Haas of Charles Leclerc, I think it was, and just behind Verstappen and Hamilton, my teammate and Lewis Hamilton side by side, and Hamilton has just completely gone to the back of Kevin Magnussen there, took Magnussen's wheel off. Hamilton's lost his front wing, so Hamilton, after picking his way through a massive accident, has now just crashed into a stationary Kevin Magnussen, so not the best thing for Hamilton there, but yeah, not so blessed this time. But now into the pits on lap 17, we go pit onto a set of soft tyres, I believe. Hopefully go to the end from there, with just 10 laps to go now, and I don't know where we're going to come out, but it should be around the Perez-Räikkönen battle, as they've been battling away for the last 5 or 6 laps after their pit stop. But it's a sub 2 second pit stop again from Red Bull. They are absolutely on it at the minute, and I think there's a Haas of Romain Grosjean was behind me as well, so he's coming to the pits. It's just all the Haas mechanics are out in the garage, and here come down the straight Räikkönen and Sergio Perez. It's going to be very, very close. It's Räikkönen and Perez are side by side, so Perez takes the lead. And let me remind you, the Force India is one of the slowest cars on the grid, and Perez is absolutely doing a mad one. He's on the podium right now, and the podium looks like it could definitely be within grasp. And you can see why. The absolute straight line speed of that Force India is unfair compared to this Tag Heuer Renault engine. As Perez, I had DRS and a rich mix, and Perez was still able to stay ahead of me with just a DRS. It's like, I don't know what's going on, and here once again, Perez, it looks like he's got an absolute run on Kimi Räikkönen with no DRS for Räikkönen. Perez has got DRS. He goes for the inside move, the Mexican, he's going for the lead of the race, and it's going to be side by side now. Perez has taken the lead, but Räikkönen is going to go hold it around the inside, and Perez has taken the lead now. I'm going to try and look on Kimi Räikkönen as well, take advantage of him being flustered by Perez in one of the slowest cars on the grid, just taking the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. So Perez could be on for an unbelievable win here, but hopefully I've got something to say about it. We're now down towards the second chicane, and Räikkönen and myself are still side by side. Kimi Räikkönen, he's got to leave me the space on the outside. I've got a good exit with the more natural flowing line around the second chicane. Now through the Lesmos, right around the outside of Kimi Räikkönen. That is a lovely move, if I do say so myself. Right around the outside of Kimi Räikkönen there, and now onto lap 20, and unfortunately Perez has to pit, as does Kimi Räikkönen, so these are on 3-stop strategies compared to my 2-stop. So that has released me into the lead of the race, so hopefully, and yeah, I have managed to just about hold it to the end. It did start raining, which could have thrown a spanner in the works, but yeah, Perez and Räikkönen ended up pitting. I'm not quite sure where that left them, but Perez was on for a win there in one of the slowest cars, so big shout out to him. But we're going to cross the line to win the Italian Grand Prix. So I win the race then by 12 seconds in the end to Max Verstappen, who actually overtook both Räikkönen and Perez. So Perez ended up 4th, unfortunately, so no podium for the Mexican today. But 4th place in that Force India is unbelievable, because it's one of the slowest cars on the grid, as I keep saying. Jolyon Palmer doing a very strong job in 5th, with Alonso, Hamilton, Wehrlein also 8th place in that Force India good. And then the 2 Toro Rossos 9th and 10th running out the points. Jenson Button there, after that big incident earlier in the race, 12th place, with Charles Leclerc doing a solid job in 13th. Vettel and George Russell with a 4-stop and a 5-stop strategy, along with Giovinazzi on a 4-stop. Not working out for them, with Will Stevens and the other Sauber also on a 5-stop, so very odd decisions, with Ocon 17th and a list of DNFs you saw at the bottom there. And now the championship is looking very exciting, because I've got a 102-point gap, so it's pretty much inevitable I'm going to win the title at this point. And in the constructors, they have a very big gap as well. But Sergio Perez is still only a few points behind the 2 Williams of Bottas and Hülkenberg, even though the Force India has been lacking the entire season pretty much. So very, very well done to Perez, and I'm sure I'll be very happy with that. So if you like this video, leave a like on it, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been JMA3, and I will see you next time.